Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Amanda is getting ready for 9:30. She's looking at a story that she's checking into for us at 9:30 every morning, Monday through Thursday. It's Amanda's time. She takes the spotlight away from BKP, rushes right in, and brings us a great story, which she did yesterday, and I want to thank her for that over and over. And she also brought us those breaking news this morning about Ronnie Jackson removing himself as the nominee for the VA secretary. The deep state. Folks, we have to fight this deep state, a.k.a. the Pentagon. All right, I'm your host, BKP. Let's tell people how to get in touch with the show. If you would ever like to get in touch with this show, it's 706-889-9700, and it's also chief@fetchernews.com. You can email us, and you can follow us on Twitter @FetcherNews, @FYNTV. Follow us there. Also, if you'll go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, please do. Click subscribe to our channel. It's FYNTV, Fetch Your News. You can subscribe to the channel today. And anytime we're doing a live broadcast, you will get a notification. Find our Facebook pages, Team FYN Sports. Instant replay. Let me say this really, let me say this before we start. Instant replay with Dave Garner. Monday, 10 a.m. live, okay? We have some things. I'm going to give you a little bit going on here. Dave Garner, Instant Replay, the best, #1 sports show in North Georgia, only at 10 a.m. live, Monday. We are going to re-air it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We are making all the preparations to make sure that when high school football hits, okay, high school football hits, that we will be the top show every Monday morning at 10 o'clock with Dave Garner, Instant Replay, all of the high school football, from highlights to what's going on, what the coaches think, and the region play. Yesterday I got an opportunity to go down and meet with head coach of the Pickens Dragons, Chris Parker. I went down to see the new Jumbotron there on Dragon Stadium there. Man, what a Jumbotron. I mean, I'm not talking a little Tron. I'm not talking Minitron. I'm not talking Megatron. I'm talking Jumbotron. I mean, bam! Right there in the end zone is the Pickens Dragon Jumbotron. And I was down there with Coach Parker yesterday, Amanda, and we were standing up on the hill. I don't know if you know where the coaches' building is, the athletic center there on the hill.
Yes, I do.
Where they walk down. Coach Parker and I are standing there looking over the field of gravel. I'll explain that. Looking over the field of gravel, watching the American flag like flow in the wind on this Jumbotron. I mean, it was amazing. So we were down there yesterday, Luther Kinsey and myself, saying, Coach Parker, it's about time to hear what you got going on and happening with the Dragons. Also, you remember I just said we were looking over a field of gravel. No grass to be painted on for Friday nights any longer. The turf is coming in, and while Luther and I were there yesterday, the tractor trailer with the rolls of turf came in and was getting them off the truck. So we'll be seeing something here in the next day or two, probably even seeing the field close to down by Monday, but we'll have an update on Dave Gardner's show there. But we checked that out yesterday. We will be doing live coaches reports, everything. So that's Monday, 10 a.m., Instant Replay right here on FYN TV with Dave Garner. All right, what else do we have? I tell you what else we have. Let me tell you what else we have. While we're going this direction, another thing on that show, Amanda, that's going to be great is we're doing a segment, and this is something that Dave and I talked about, Dave Garner and I talked about, is we have so many students in North Georgia academically, and you know, the athletes go on to college. And we get invited to college signings, and I'm going to bring one up. We got one coming up, Jack Gobble up there in Fannin County, going to Cleveland State as a catcher. And it means a lot to me sitting right here looking in this camera that I have watched all 4 years of Jack play baseball and be the catcher there at the Fannin Rebels and just watched him. And it's exciting when I get to go to these college signings. But then after that, what happens? So we have a segment that Dave's working on called Taking It to the Next Level. And Taking It to the Next Level will be a segment that Dave will do whenever he wants, weekly, bi-monthly, whatever. And we will look at where some of these athletes are now, like the Shannon Brooks, like the Tyler Bertinelli down there at Berry College, like so many of these athletes that have gone on to play in the next level that have a college signing. Where are they at? So taking it to the next level is something we're working on. I'm excited about that because we would like to follow up the young men and women, all right, that get these scholarships to go on and play at the next level. All right, I'm going to move on from that. One thing I want to talk about briefly before I get back into national is put up the park, Gilmer Park, the ribbon cutting. Yesterday down there and at Gilmer River Park, the new equipment came in, the new park equipment there. And we've got the slide. And Amanda, make a note. I want to go down there. Now, Samantha and Sam and Lonnie went down there yesterday for FetcherNews.com for the park. Did we not get any pictures of Sam going down the slide or anything? I mean...
No, but we'll work on that.
Exactly. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Exactly. So anyhow... but I did go down yesterday afternoon, and yesterday afternoon the park was already filled with kids. I just really liked it because not going backwards, but you know, financially, Gilmer County has hit some bumps here financially, and there's a lot of debt. We're not going to talk about the negative side of things, but there's not been any spare change in the county for quite some time. And, you know, yesterday, this is a picture of the ribbon cutting. You can find it on FetcherNews.com. And Georgia House Speaker David Ralston is there, and Gilmer County Commission Chair Charlie Paris, and Park and Rec Director Kevin White, and so many more. Lonnie Adams was down, and Sam was down with FetcherNews.com checking out the ribbon cutting of this new playground for the children. And yesterday afternoon, I went down because I wanted to look at it, and it was full of children. But bringing home the bacon, that's my little comment this morning, a little editorial here, bringing home the bacon. Now, the 7th District of Georgia is represented by, and that is an argumentative point, represented by David Ralston, which is also the Georgia House Speaker. He has a Republican opponent, and he has a Democrat opponent in this election. And what should a representative do? Now, he is Speaker of the House. Do you want your representative to be Speaker of the House? As Speaker of the House, there is the state business. As Speaker of the House, there is the actual, whether you like it or not, when Hillary Clinton visits the Capitol, and it's open for her to visit, you need to go out and be cordial. I know you cringe on that. As Speaker of the House, you have to hear what they, the representatives in South Georgia need as much as the representatives in West and East and North Georgia. When you're Speaker of the House, you have the state's business to do. And there's controversy surrounding many legislative pieces that have come to the floor for a vote while Mr. Ralston is Speaker of the House, and there's controversy over the pieces of the legislation that never saw the light of day on the floor for a vote while he has been Speaker of the House. There's a lot of controversy over that. Maybe for good reason. A lot of controversy with the people that the Speaker of the House has to communicate with on a daily basis. He is Speaker of the House. So as Speaker of the House, he does not get to submit bills or pieces of legislation for debate on the floor. Can't do it. As Speaker of the House, he actually does not vote on the legislation. I guess maybe in case it's a tie, we'll leave it at that. But as Speaker of the House, he does not vote on the legislation that is on the floor. But as representative, he is representing Gilmer County, Fannin County, and a portion of Dawson. And, whether you like it or not, maybe there's legislation that pertains to all of Georgia that he has brought for a vote on the floor that you don't like. Maybe there's people that have, contributed to his campaign and is on his campaign finance report that you don't like. Well, there's people that, puts money in his campaign that would like for the state of Georgia to look at certain things on their behalf because he is Speaker of the House. So you may not like that. You may like that. It may not be okay with you. There's a lot of controversy around that. But when it comes to Fannin, Gilmer, and a portion of Dawson, can you not say the Speaker of the House position has put him in position, all right, to bring home the bacon? Put the park up. Yesterday, we dedicated this park. Several thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars has gone into River Park. Several hundred came from down in Atlanta. Dedicated this park. A couple years ago, we finally opened with $550,000 that came from the Parks Department in the state of Georgia through the Speaker of the House. We finally opened Clear Creek Ball Fields. I mean, we were sitting out there. The dozers, remember when Clear Creek Ball Fields were sitting out there? And we all know the background on that, and we all know there was enough money at one time, and we all know the citizens voted for a splosh to build the ball fields. We all know the long story. But the reality is we had it sitting out there with bulldozers, and the county was out of money, and the money had been spent elsewhere, right? Representative was asked one day, what would it take to finish the ball fields? Representative was told around $550,000. Parks Department, state of Georgia, that year found $550,000 to finish the Clear Creek ball fields. Bulldozers started running. The kids are playing there this spring. Now, I'm not endorsing or advocating. I want you to just clearly look, because there's two things you got to look at. You got to look at whether he's a representative that you want to continue to have here, because he does have opponents, or Speaker of the House is something you don't need. Look at North Georgia College. North Georgia College Blue Ridge campus. North Georgia College Blue Ridge campus, hey, it got a grant a couple years ago, got some money, opened a satellite office. This year, there is money, several $1 million, $4 or $5 million off the top of my head. I'm doing this little thing off the top of my head. There's $4 or $5 million off the top of my head. It's going to go for a standalone facility for North Georgia College Blue Ridge campus. All right? $1.2 million or something like that for a sewer project here in Gilmer County that is badly needed. A bridge, $1 million bridge or something like that. I forget. I'm just on that we're getting the funding for. So if you are in this district, 7th District, and you're not satisfied with some of the legislation you feel should have gone on the floor concerning immigration, if you're not satisfied with some of the legislation that should have went on the floor, that you feel should have went on the floor concerning the Second Amendment, constitutional carry, if you're in the 7th District and you're not happy that some legislation didn't go on the floor for RFRA, religious liberty, you can actually hold, not respond. Well, you can actually say to Speaker Ralston, I'm not happy that these things did not happen under your administration of being Speaker. But if you live here every day and you look around and you wonder, did your representative bring home the bacon? That's a hard one to argue with. So what say you? I'm your host, BKP. I'm just saying a man brought home the bacon. I'm not saying I'm endorsing. Hell no. Better not take that wrong. Not saying that I am excited about everything on that campaign finance, report. Hell no. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that there's several bills that I think should have gone to the floor while he is Speaker of the House. Hell no. Now let me tell you something. House Speaker David Ralston will tell you he knows BKP and him have several differences of opinion on legislation. But I have to tell you before I go to break, he's brought home the bacon. He's brought home the bacon. I'm going to take a break. We'll be right back.